I don't know about you, but I did not get no type of blueprint, baby, on how to do this friendship thing. Last week, we talked about red flags in friendship. Today, we're talking about green flags. Yes, ma'am. The signs and the traits and the characteristics of a woman that you want your friends to have. Why is this important? Because this shows that other people actually like her, right? So she's not just putting on a front for you. It's proven and there's evidence that other women like her. And not only that, she is able to maintain a friendship. I know in my case, I have tried in friendships and my body was like anxious. I felt judged, like all of the things, because symptoms do show up in your body. When I hear women telling me, she just doesn't celebrate me. When I share stuff with her, it's very much mundane. The response is like, oh, that's good. She doesn't make a big deal out of things. I can assure you that she probably doesn't feel that great about herself. You ain't got to go through 10,000 walls to get to her. She is open. She is ready. I am ready to love. She's ready to love.
It's a vibe, vibe, vibe. Can't black and shine, shine, shine. Can't kill my high, high.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Tap In with TK. It's your girl TK, and I am super duper excited that you are back for another Tap In with TK. Yes, ma'am. If this is your first time here, we talk all things women evolving in their walk with the Lord in all aspects of life and just becoming a better woman and becoming who God originally created us to be, elevating, maturing, becoming more emotionally mature. So if that's something that you are interested in, go ahead and join the family, subscribe, you know, the YouTube things. Listen, we have been in the vein of friendships over here on this channel. And what's so beautiful about my relationship with the Lord is that every time he leads me to talk about something, it seems to be what the culture is talking about. And you guys have been talking about friendships like, oh my gosh, I have been in the same season of just looking at my friendships, seeing if these are the people that I need to continue to move forward with. And so I don't know about you, but I did not get no type of blueprint, baby, on how to do this friendship thing. And I am just learning as I go, and I'm dropping the gems that the Lord drops to me and the things that I learned through my experience. So last week, we talked about red flags in friendships, and y'all love that one. If you have not seen that video, make sure you go check that out. Today, we're talking about green flags. Yes, ma'am. The signs and the traits and the characteristics of a woman that you want your friends to have. These things are things that you should be desiring, not only in your friends, but in yourself, okay? So we're going to get right into it. 5 green flags in friendships. Number 1, community. Yes. To be in a friendship with a woman who has other friends, specifically women that actually like her. Why is this important? Because this shows that other people actually like her, right? So she's not just putting on a front for you. It's proven and there's evidence that other women like her. And not only that, she is able to maintain a friendship with someone. It is good to see the evidence with someone like with someone that you are seeking a friendship with, because there is something about a woman that has long lasting friendships. There's a level of emotional maturity that she can tap into. I was talking to my cousin who, shout out to my cousin Nika. She has had friends for most of her life, like the same 10 friends I've been seeing, I think since she was like 12, like high key. And there is a level, even though I've done other things that she hasn't in that specific area, my cousin is more emotionally mature than I am. And we were just talking about this on the phone the other day, and she was talking about how when you have been in a position and able an opportunity to maintain friendships, you are able to be more emotionally mature, meaning when someone tells you about yourself or calls you to the table or confronts you about something within your friendship, you're not hearing it for the first time, right? So let's say you who's watching decides to be my friend. My friends have already told me that I have certain ways. So when you come to tell me, I'm not so full of pride because I've been alone for so many years and I haven't had the accountability that comes with community, that I won't even get offended. It's like, I know that, sis. You're right. I'm trying to work on it. That's what the response will be from a woman that has community, because loners tend to think that they are better than what they actually are. And I am a living witness to that. There were some things that were not exposed to me until I got married and until I got friends and until I let people in. So the beauty of having a friend that has other friends, because y'all be getting jealous of a friend with other friends. I don't. Number one, I'm busy. Please have other friends, because baby, you gonna be disappointed with me. If I'm your only friend, you will not like me. But not only that, these women are more self-aware. They are able to take more criticism because they've gone through it many times over. So number one, a woman with community is a beautiful red flag you want to look for. Number two, you feel excited when it's time to hang out with them. You feel excited when it's time to get on the phone with them. You get excited when you know that a date is on the calendar and it's coming up. This is not the friend that when you see her text you, when you see her FaceTime you, you're like, oh my God, what does she want? No, this is like, I'm picking the outfit out a week in advance. I know I'm about to not only have a good time and just drink with her and just, have this fake moment, but sincerely, I know that I am going to leave her presence full. I don't leave conflicted. I don't leave offended. I don't leave with feeling like, it was kind of weird. She kind of acted funny. Like, it is pure good intentions, good vibes, as y'all say, when you are around this woman. And so I hate to leave it up to like a Philly thing. Y'all know I'm not that type of woman that's like, how do you feel when you, but it in this case, it does matter. What does your body feel in her presence? Because I know in my case, I have tried in friendships and my body was like anxious. I felt judged, like all of the things, because symptoms do show up in your body before you even recognize it within your mind and in your thoughts and in your brain. And so I think paying attention to the excitement. Now, don't get me wrong. You might not be necessarily ecstatic about seeing a friend that you've been friends with for 30 years, but there should be like, I get to get with my girl. I get to spend time with my girl. I got to chop it up with her. It's just this swap of good energy. It's this exchange of just beautiful conversations. There's growth here. There's maturity here. I am safe here. So number two, the green flag will be, how do you feel around this friend? Because what I do notice is that as women, men, how we deal with the men and the women in this case is the same. We be ignoring stuff. We be ignoring how we feel. We ignore that little shady comment that she said. We ignore that little, oh, I'm just playing. We ignore them calling us out and embarrassing us in public. We ignore these little things, and that's the problem. So in that case, we're ignoring how we feel. In this case, we need to pay attention to the excitement, because that is a green flag. That is a sign that you might be around someone that you need to keep around. Number three, they're invested in you and they celebrate you. So they're invested / celebrated. The investment part is such a huge deal. I feel like this is top tier quality, top tier traits of a woman, because what this says about this particular woman that is invested in you is two things. One, she is humble enough to be able to set her stuff aside to help you grow. Two, it also is a sign that she's winning too. Because when it comes to celebrating and being invested, you got to be at a level within yourself of confidence, knowing your lane, knowing your position in your life, to where you have the capacity to pour into others. When I hear women telling me, she just doesn't celebrate me. When I share stuff with her, it's very much mundane. The response is like, oh, that's good. Like, she doesn't make a big deal out of things. I can assure you that she probably doesn't feel that great about herself. She probably doesn't celebrate herself that large either. She probably is not invested in her own stuff too. So it is very difficult for a woman that is not invested in her emotional health, in her physical health, in her relational health, in her spiritual health. It is almost impossible for a woman to be invested in you and she's not invested in herself. So the beauty of a woman being invested in you, and a woman that is openly able to celebrate you, you know she's probably a winner. This is a supportive friend. This is someone that is, trying to find ways to help you win, going out of their way. One of the things that me and Namdi kind of made a pact within ourselves with one another was that in this season and moving forward, that we will give to our friends more than we receive. We will show up more than they even do. It is something in giving and pouring, and I'm not talking about in a way that you are drained and they aren't giving it back, but just the selflessness that is connected into investing in one another. It's a different level, and it is top tier. So you want to look for number 3, like I said, a woman that is willing to invest in you. This can even be finances. If you got something and she got a little more money and you're like, sis, I'm trying to, obviously we got to pay attention to this type of stuff because lines can be blurred. But if she can assist, she will. If she got a plug, for instance, you want to write a book and she sees an ad on Instagram about how to publish a book, she's sending you that. She's paying attention to what you say in conversations and specifically and intentionally assisting with you on that journey and celebrating you when you get that win. Number 4. A transparent, vulnerable, open, and free woman. Meaning, you ain't got to go through 10,000 walls to get to her. She is open. She is ready. I am ready to love. What's that, Indy? She's ready to love. She is at least on her healing journey. She has intentionally sought help in the areas that have been broken, in the areas that have been wounded. She is intentional about her self-help, her self-health. She's intentional about it. And so therefore it has produced this beautiful, transparent, vulnerable, ready to love, ready to go. What's up? How can we create a beautiful sisterhood? This is another top tier. I mean, I think it is a trait that is overlooked, and it's something I call out immediately. Like, I have most of my friends are pretty much super duper vulnerable and ready to lay it all out, but I have one friend in particular, like every time I talk to her, I'm just like, Jesus, you are so open. And I think this is also beautiful because when we go on the spiritual aspect, it also shows that you're free. A lot of times when people are scared to talk about certain things, or they leave out certain things, or they hide certain things, they aren't free from that area quite yet, which is fine. We all have our areas that we are working on, but there is beauty in experiencing a friendship with a woman that you don't have to fight to get to her. Because in my case, dealing with rejection wounds, dealing with abandonment issues, I already at times can be that way. Not so much, but at times. Like, if I feel like you ain't giving me too much, I'm not giving you none at all. Like, I'm really about to back up. But when I encounter a woman that's like, this is who I am, this is what I've done, this is who this is the current thing that I struggle with. People good for telling you things that they used to struggle with 20 years ago. Like, no, the woman that's like, right now I'm still battling with smoking, right now I'm still battling with pornography, right now. And obviously they're putting up perimeters and boundaries to grow in that area. But it's just something beautiful about it. It almost expedites the friendship in a way, like, again, because you don't have to go through this long process of like pulling information out of her or trying to get to know her. Like, like, y'all know how us women can get. We just have up these walls. We're super cautious. We're so afraid to be vulnerable. But I'm telling you, it is another level that you can tap into when it comes to your nurturing abilities, to really be open and ready to love and ready to nurture. But that takes being free within yourself. That takes accepting the ugly part of you and the beautiful, bright part of you. It takes accepting all of that. And I just want to encourage someone that deals with having walls up and not feeling free to be open with certain people because you've been abandoned and rejected and all of that. I'm telling you, once you really seek the Lord and healing in those areas, I say this all the time. There were some things that I did not get free of fully until I opened up my mouth and confessed it. And I'm talking about publicly. There are some things that I've prayed privately and the Lord delivered me. There are other things where I've publicly said, I am currently battling depression. I am currently battling the thoughts of wanting to smoke again. I am currently, and the Lord touching that. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all have experienced the freedom in confronting that loudly. I think I said this in one of my interviews, how the enemy loves to hide in secrecy, how he loves to hide in our private areas that we refuse to expose. But it's something about shedding light on that. It's something about saying, I'm not about to be ashamed of this. Everybody's dealing with something. Y'all just might not be talking about it, but everybody's dealing with something. And so some things you might not even get free from until you, and when I say publicly, that doesn't even mean going on social media and going live. That might mean telling your friend, hey sis, I be battling with this. And you just never know what level of freedom you'll be able to tap into. So the last point, number 5, this is a trait that I feel like many of y'all be running from, okay? Many of y'all be running from, but it'll also connect back to 1 because it'll make number 5 easy. But number 5, they hold you accountable. They pull you to the table. They challenge you. They challenge us. This is the woman, if you let her be, she will challenge you in a way like never before. Like I was saying earlier, there were just levels of maturation that I was not able to reach until I got married, and then another layer until I got connected to other women. When I tell you, I just had a conversation where my friend sat me all the way down like, hey, TK, you be doing this, and that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I'm able to grow from that area. And it didn't even, and especially because when a woman holds you accountable that loves the Lord, loves herself, and truly loves you, it doesn't feel like condemning. It's like, I want you to grow. I want you to thrive. I want you to be better. And a lot of times we run from these things when we're challenged in the area. So if you sit down, you tell a friend, hey, sis, I've been really thinking about writing this book, and I want it to be about this, and that. And your friend has been friends with you, and she's been seeing that you have been overworked, overwhelmed. You just told her you wanted to scale back, and now you're coming with this new idea again. You've learned that maybe she jumps into stuff pretty fast, right? Let's say that's her character trait. And then you set her down. Well, if she's a woman that has community, she probably already knows this about herself. So when you tell her, hey friend, I think you might be moving fast. You just told me you want to scale back. She'll be like, oh my gosh, you're right. You're right. But if that's her first time, she'll think you're a hater. If that's her first time, her pride will puff up. She'll be offended by that. I have been in situations where I have said something just a little bit just to see how they'll respond. I'm like, oh, you're not the type of woman that okay, you want somebody to agree with you all the time. But there is beauty in a woman having boldness to hold you accountable. Didn't you say that you were going to do this, and that? That's not what it looks like. You said you wanted to go to the gym, and all I see you going out to eat Buffalo Wild Wings and eating double cheeseburgers. But I thought you wanted to lose weight before you went to Mexico. Like, those are the type of friends that you want. And I know it's difficult to hear yourself. For me, and I know it's not just because I'm married, because some of y'all husbands do not be telling y'all the truth. Let me just say that. My husband gonna talk to me. You hear me? He's gonna let me know, baby, you got a bad habit in this. You need to look at that. You got a bad habit at this, and that. So even though I haven't had lifelong friends, I've already been told about. So it's not gonna shake me to my core. But if you got a husband that's lying to you and you ain't got no friends, baby, that's a disaster. So you want a woman. If you are a woman that is dealing with pride, you want a woman in your life to hold you accountable. You need a woman to challenge you. Just like I said in the red flag videos, there are certain levels of emotional maturity you will not reach until you let friends in, hold you accountable, be able to confront you, be able to challenge you. some things just I feel like, personally, my own opinion, that there are just some things you can only reach through relationships. Relationships are hard, y'all. They are hard because we are in this flesh. We are selfish. Our sin nature is prideful. We don't want to be confronted. We don't want to be criticized. We want to just think that we got it all together, but that is not the case. But there is beauty if you allow yourselves to be open to sisterhood, to be open to friendships. And so, yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video. Again, when y'all listen to these traits, when y'all listen to these points, I don't want y'all to just be like, oh, these are the things I'm looking at everybody else. I want you to look at you. Are you a woman with community and people are attracted to you? Are you someone that people are excited to link up with and they're beating down your block? Hey, when can we have lunch? When can we get together? Are you a woman that can invest in other people and celebrate other people, and everything is not about you and your career and your calling and your assignment? Do you invest? Do you call your friends? What's going on in your life? What's your goals? Are you transparent, vulnerable, open, ready to love, ready to give, ready to pour, ready to leave this world empty? And are you ready and mature enough to hold your friends accountable, to challenge them? Those are the questions I really want you to ask yourself. Are you this type of woman? Are you a green flag friend? Are you a green flag friend? So y'all let me know if this video helped you. I have sincerely been enjoying this little series of friendships. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see next. Y'all want to keep talking about friendships? What's next, y'all? We want to talk about dating. We want to talk about addictions. We want to talk about self-help, whatever it is. I'm also accepting like questions and scenarios. We can talk about that. Open to everything. So just DM me, follow me on everything. Share this video if you believe it'll bless one of your friends. If it blessed you, it for sure probably will bless someone you know. So share the content. And until next time, I will see you on the next Tap In with TK.